Hello once again. I am Doc Rotten, and this is the Gruesome Guide to Horror Movies for May 2021. Back with me again this week are the scariest, goriest, bloodiest co-hosts on the net, and that means podcasting rock star and international cosplay queen, Vanessa. Vanessa, how you doing?
Doing great, doing great. Excited about some of these movies on this list.
Okay, so I'm amazed. We have yet another large list of films to pull our selection from. We've pulled 8 out of the 30 some odd films that were available to us. Some of them you'll expect to see in this list. Others you may not even have heard of. So this is going to be a fun selection, I think, don't you?
Yeah.
So it's things are starting to look up. We recently got the trailer for The Conjuring 3, or the Devil Made Me Do It, which is next month. So we'll be talking about that in 30 days. But it just feels like stuff's actually going to make it out into the theaters.
Yes.
And we might actually have 2 theatrical releases in this list.
We'll see. Right. I think so.
So enough teasing. Let's get into it, shall we? All right. First on our list is Benny Loves You, available May 7th, directed by Karl Holt. This is from Darkline Entertainment. This is a UK film coming on VOD. This one was just too zany not to include. It's basically this kid is afraid of monsters. His mother gives him this a doll named Benny, who somehow comes to life, and Benny loves you, and hijinks occur. Horror comedy at its finest with killer puppets. I gotta know. Is this your cup of tea? Do you want to watch this film?
I don't know. After the trailer, I still don't know. Yes. I think yes. Just to see what's gonna come up with this evil Ted kind of puppet that we have here. Yes. I really don't know. But it's funny. It's British, right?
It's British, yes.
Yeah, so you get that kind of British humor in it too. So
yes,
I'm sure I'd enjoy it.
I don't know. I'm a sucker for puppet movies. I don't know why. Horror puppet movies or comedy puppets. Like Ted. Ted just kills me.
Kind of like the Anthony Hopkins Academy Award winning Anthony Hopkins puppet movie. Was he a puppet?
Was Anthony Hopkins a puppet?
What didn't he do one with a puppet?
I don't know.
In the
70s? Yes, he did one with
Remember?
Magic. Yes, he did magic.
Magic.
Yes. Oh my God, you totally threw me. That is all right. First here, folks. First. All right. So if you are looking forward to some horror comedy with a killer puppet, I think Benny Loves You might be the film for you this month. All right.
Don't
throw them out. The next week is the 14th of May, and this is our first of 3, 4, maybe 5 films that are going to hit the theaters in some way or another. But this one is straight up theater, and it's Spiral from the Book of Saw. Of course, this was supposed to come out last year. We got that teaser, but then we didn't really everything got pushed back. So now it's finally coming out on May 14th. This is directed by Darren, Lynn, Bousman, and it's coming from Lionsgate and Twisted Pictures. Of course, it is a sequel/reboot with Chris Rock and Samuel L. Jackson playing son and father. And Chris Rock is a policeman, and a copycat, a copycat killer starts showing up and putting everybody into a tizzy, and has something to do with Samuel L. Jackson. And I, for one, am looking forward to this. I'm not necessarily a huge fan of Saw films, although the sillier they got, the more I actually enjoyed them. But I'm really, really curious what Chris Rock has in store for this. Just the whole concept of it has my ears wiggling. I want to know, and I think the trailer looks pretty fantastic and has me intrigued. What about you? Are you in for this, or is this like, come on, enough?
Never enough, Doc. Never
All right.
I am not a fan of torture movies at all. It's not my favorite genre, but I am very excited to see this. Clearly, the first Saw movie, like the first Hostel, they made a big impression on horror. And so I'm excited to see Chris Rock's take on this kind of reboot sequel, or not sequel, well, yeah, reboot sequel kind of,
Yeah.
in the family from the Book of Saw. Uh, and I'm excited to see Samuel L. Jackson in this. It's a different perspective, and I'm always interested to see a different perspective on horror that we consider familiar. And I'm really excited for our new little pig head mascot guy, the little guy that you
Yes.
see at the end. How cute is
Yes.
he? He's gonna be a nightmare.
Yes, yes. And I would be a little nervous because Chris Rock is very much a comedian and a personality. There's a certain thing you expect when you see Chris Rock in anything. But if you saw Fargo with him in it, you got an inkling of what he can do, and it was a great performance. So that gives me hope that he's going to bring something really interesting here. I'm excited. I'm excited to get back into the theater and watch it. I'm all vaxxed up here this week, so
Me too.
it'll be just in time for me to head back and catch it. All right, that same weekend is from IFC Midnight is The Djinn. This is from directors David Charbonnier and Justin Powell. I have a feeling I mispronounced that first name, but we'll go with it. Now, we've had films in the past named Djinn before, Djinns or genies. We've had, it's just another name for a genie. It's, it's like what is done cannot be undone. It's this wish thing. You get 3 wishes, and it's obviously going to go wrong for this young boy who is home alone with evil spirits in his house. What did you make of the trailer? Does this catch your interest? Does IFC Midnight have another hit on their hands?
Creepy, creepy, creepy. And anytime you have a little kid facing this by themselves, and this trailer really gets the point across that he is alone.
Mm-hmm.
And this child actor is really great at giving you those emotions and those reactions. And he has such an innocent looking face, too, to be going up against this. From what the trailer shows, a really well done kind of ghostly Djinn monster. Well, I'm assuming it's a woman because, here in my mind, the trailer leads to the kid maybe wanting his mom back.
Ooh.
So, yeah, but
about that.
Very, very creepy. The Jeff Moore atmospheric.
We'll find out what his heart's desire is. We always know that those wishes go wrong, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? They're always kind
yeah, monkey paw, whatever it is.
Exactly. Exactly. All right, that's coming your way the same weekend, May 14th. All right. The next weekend, May 21st on Netflix is one I think most people are looking forward to, and it might be the one that most look forward to by most people. And that will be Army of the Dead from Zack Snyder. What can you say? All right, Dave Bautista and a large cast of crazy characters going to Las Vegas during an outbreak of zombies to do a heist. So it's a heist zombie film. Looks like it might be a slight comedy. Looks like it actually might have like thinking zombies that actually plot and plan, and there's also the tiger, the zombie tiger. Okay. I am so stoked for this. I am a Zack Snyder fan, and Day of the Dead, his remake, actually, is one of the films I use when I argue that remakes can be good, right? They can remake a film and make it good. Look at Dawn of the Dead, right? That's one of them. The Ring is another. So he's coming back to the genre. He's been off in Superhero Zone and 300 Zone and all this stuff, and now he's doing Army of the Dead for Netflix. Got a great ensemble cast of zany characters. I'm sold. I am completely and absolutely sold. And I'm probably selling you just saying how sold I am. But tell me, what about you? Have you had enough zombie films, or can this one be the trick? Can this one do it?
I have not had. There was a point where I had enough, but I've moved past that. Especially when you're giving us a
Okay.
zombie like this, an intelligent zombie, a zombie that looks like a medieval witch character.
Yes, with her with her crown.
Her crown with the red stones in it and everything. Yeah, no, it looks really cool. The music, I mean, the gambler playing while all this stuff is going on is really fun. Um, Gives it a James Gunnish type of feel to it.
There is that.
Yeah,
There's that.
right, with the colors and everything, but it just looks like fun. How could you not be excited about this one? And Dave Bautista is like a great character for this. I think he's gonna join the ranks of those, action heroes that we have right now.
Right. Yeah, because he's been working at becoming an action star or comedy star lead.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we all know him from Guardians of the Galaxy, but he had what was it? It was he had My Spy, right?
My Spy, yeah.
And Stuber. Both of them were small hits. Some of them, they didn't really break any new ground, but I think he cut his teeth on those. I think he's ready to become a full action star that can actually front and pull off a film.
Yeah,
I am excited.
This is it.
This. Yes. Spending way too much on time on this. Let's move along. The next one is coming out that same weekend on the 21st. It's called Seance. This is from RLJE Films. It'll later appear on Shudder. So Shudder is a part of this as well. Directed by Simon Barrett. And I like the way you described it. You described it as, what was it?
Teen drama.
It is kind of teen drama. And that's not a bad thing. It is, they're at a school and there's hints of a spirit. And of course, there's mean girls, right? Kind of Mean Girls vibe and this one outsider. And they're going to do a seance to find out what happened. And of course, that never goes well in the movies. So we know that's...
You can't have a Ouija board involved.
Right. And of course, Simon Barrett is the mind behind Your Next and The Guest, which are films that we like. And this is his directorial debut. I'm kind of a sucker for these kind of seance-y, supernatural, let's bring the spirits out and start killing everybody films. But this one might be a little too much teen drama for you. What about you? Is this okay? Is this going to be? Oh man,
I'd have to agree. A little YA, a little young adult for me. But I like the vibe. It has kind of that 80s throwback vibe to it in the way that it's shot and presented. I think it'll be good. I just don't think that we're the audience for it.
That might be true, but I'll love it anyway. Because I'm a sucker for anything.
That's okay.
And I'm really curious about what Simon Barrett will bring, to the films, because he's a talented writer. Let's see if he can hold together behind the camera as well. So, all right. Next up is speaking of Shudder, this is a Shudder film coming on the 27th. It's called Skull of the Mask, which is a foreign film coming overseas. From directors Armando Fonseca. No, I don't even know. Fonseca.
Yeah.
Yes. And I added like whole consonants in there. That was crazy. And Keppel Furman. Okay. For you gorehounds out there, this is included for you. This one, it looks like a gore fest. I mean, there's literally a scene where a girl is like just falling back into like a pool of blood. There is guts, there's hearts, there's tentacle things coming out of that. It's like The Mask without all the comedy and going straight horror and outgoring anybody out there. I'm game. What about you?
Oh hell yes! It's like this is Fulci to the extreme. Like they were like, "You're gonna pull guts out of somebody's body? Oh, just wait till you see what we do with those guts." Oh my gosh, it's intense, but not intense in like a torture porn kind of way, but intense in kind of like that grindhouse fun, just all balls out kind of gory horror. And and it doesn't look like it's taking itself too seriously, so you can have a good time watching it. It's a little tongue-in-cheek the whole way.
Yes, and blood included
in more ways than one.
Yeah, it's a Brazilian film. It was filmed in Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
It's in Portuguese, and I could not miss putting this film in the list.
Oh.
It had to be included, and so should the next film. Now this one is interesting because we covered this one last year as our gruesome guide for the month of May of 2020. Of course, that's when the global pandemic began, and this film was 1 week from coming out. 1 week from coming out, and everything shut down. It is set to come out on May 28th. At this time, as we're recording in late April, for close to 1st of May, we have yet to see a new trailer, but I am confident it is still coming out. We're going to include this now. Be aware, anything that's hitting the theaters, and this probably includes Spiral at this moment, can change at the last minute.
Yeah.
But things are shaping up. All right, we are actually getting box office numbers that are respectable. They're not big hits, but at the same time, they actually are, looking to be, to actually make money, right? So where it was a little scary before, right? It isn't pre-COVID by any stretch of the imagination, but
Yeah.
it does show signs that we might be on the cusp of breathing some life into our theaters. And I think A Quiet Place 2 is a real good one to do. And it kind of fits, we'll still be in mask ordinance, so we'll be quiet. And A Quiet Place is one that, will benefit from that. So what I rambled on enough about this because this is just where Spiral is a big deal. This one is, it's a big deal, maybe even a bigger deal, but in a different way entirely. This is kind of, because it's theater only from Paramount. What do you think? Where's that trailer?
That's what I think. Where's the new trailer? When we went to go look for it today, I was really surprised. We're not that far out. I don't want it to be a movie that just kind of gets dropped off, right? I don't think it deserves that. Especially after having waited so long for it. And I'm still excited about it. When in watching this trailer, it takes you right back into those moments, into those feelings, and seeing those same actors again. You want to see what's the next chapter of this story. So I hope it. Paramount did just a new app though, and a little bit more than 30 days out. They could at the 30-day mark be like, well, we're also going to drop it on our app.
Yeah, could do it.
So they could do something like that to kind of hedge their bets in a way, but I don't know. We'll have to see. Well, we need new marketing.
We need more marketing. Of course, we did get more than one trailer last year, so we do know quite a bit about it. But I am very eager to see if John Krasinski can wrangle up a second one. He wrote the script for the second one based on the characters by Scott Beck, and of course Emily Blunt returns, and we have Cillian Murphy.
Cillian? Yeah.
I think it's Cillian.
I don't know.
Murphy coming in as a new character. Scarecrow. So it still looks as good as it did last year when we were rambling about it. So
yes,
I'm definitely primed to go to the theater and see this. It will be 100% ready to go. So yeah. All right. Up next, last but not least, we've got to end this on a fun note, right? And I can't get anything to happen. Hang on.
A quiet note.
There we go.
Yes.
All right. Endangered Species. Now, this is from director M.J. Bassett, who directed Silent Hill Revelation and Rogue and some other films that you probably know, but those are the ones that they are putting on the poster that you see in front of you. He is a good director, especially for those that actually are out in the wild. He handles locations very well. This is very much a location film out in the wilderness. A family goes to Africa to go on a safari. They go to the wrong part of Africa, and Jerry O'Connell is not the nice guy he was in Stand By Me. Here, he's grown up and he's gone bad. All right, so confession time. I almost didn't include this because it was just going to be kind of like nature gone wild, right? And I like those movies, but I wouldn't include it. But when it turns into uh, the hunting the humans and doing that, right? Um, that's when it really kicked in, and I'm excited about because it's all going to come back around, and that rhino that we see attacking the thing has got to come back. That's going to bring some fun. But anyway, I'm rambling on this one as much as well. This one just looks like campy goodness and stupid but fun. Am I wrong? Do you like this one, or is this like Doc? What are you doing?
I thought that at first until I got to the point where you got, we were having a discussion before about like where are the B movies, the good B movies, and we've got a couple of them on this list. This one included. It has that kind of camp, that kind of, out of the norm experience of what could possibly happen, and it just takes it to the extreme. And I just love. Do you think Jerry O'Connell is going to hunt humans? No, but in this movie, he can.
Yes.
We can see him as that. We can see him hunt his wife.
His RL wife, right? So we got to make
sure. Real life. But no, it just looks silly and dumb and fun, and like a family that you can just want to maybe see get eaten alive or chased down. Maybe.
I will admit that the rhino scene in the trailer is actually fairly intense. The whole idea of that is quite scary, I think.
Yeah, the way they frame it too. Yeah.
So oddly enough, I'm really excited to see this for probably all the wrong reasons. But there you go. What do you think? That's our list of 8 films out of 30. I mean, it's an insane list of films. What do you think? Okay, I know what the answer is, I think, but what is the film you're most looking forward to?
Spiral.
Okay, I don't know what you're going to choose. I was 100% sure it was going to be Army of the Dead, but
I think Spiral.
Oh, well, that's really exciting.
In a post-Tiger King world, how can I not go for the most dangerous prey?
There you go. I mean, there's all kinds of crazy films. I'm just going to list a few off before we end up here.
Yeah.
There's Don't Let Her In coming from Full Moon. It looks really good. There's a movie called Morgue. Death Rink coming out from October Coast, which is a killer in a skating rink. You got to love that. Saint Maud is finally making it to Hulu, which is, of course, a film that we want. If you haven't seen PG Psycho Gorman, it's coming to Shudder. I recommend doing that. One of the films that almost made the list until Benny
Loves You.
Benny Loves You took the spot is Aquarium of the Dead. If for no other reason, it has a zombie starfish.
Oh my God.
I mean, that's a winner in and of itself. That's our honorable mention for this week. There's also Retreat, Ghost Lab is coming to Netflix, Funhouse. It's an incredible list of films.
Yeah.
And what's really remarkable is we'll probably find a half a dozen more before May gets here. So we hope you have found something in this list that you're looking forward to. I hope you're getting excited about going back to the theater. Hope you're getting excited about catching these films in whichever way possible that you can and enjoying the horror genre again. It looks like the horror genre is just going to be huge for the next few months, maybe for the rest of this year even.
I hope so.
Yes. Army of the Dead, by the way, is the one I'm looking forward to. I don't know. It looks great. I'm probably going to be terribly disappointed, but I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, I don't think so.
All right. If you've been listening to us, we want to thank you so much for hanging out with us. We hope you enjoyed our month. I think we'll be back in the end of May for June's, talking about The Conjuring and many other films coming out that month. We want to quickly thank our patron people who have patrons. I guess I should call them. I know they're people, but they're also patrons. Who, without their support, we wouldn't be able to do this podcast or Gruesome Magazine, Decades of Horror, the H&R regular show, Heroes and Droids, without their support. So thank you all so very, very much. Oh my, Vanessa, thank you.
Doc, thank you.
Let's say goodnight.
Good night.